Everybody knows that video games make people violent. In fact, after gaming, I can't resist the urge to commit a few war crimes. Today, I'm gonna talk about GRIS, the most violent video game I've ever played. And by violent, I actually mean poetic. Anyway, I've always believed that video games are a form of art. Well, not all of them, of course. I won't call Call of Duty or Candy Crush art, but some games truly deserve the title. I'm talking about a specific type of game. You can recognize them because they tend to heavily focus on the soundtrack, the graphics, or the story to convey strong emotions. I guess they're a little bit metaphorical too, and the creators of the game usually want to deliver a message. This is the case for GRIS, a 2D platformer where you play as a young woman quote-unquote lost in her own world, dealing with a painful experience in her life. Let me start by saying that the gameplay is extremely basic. It's essentially a primitive puzzle platformer. If you're looking for action, challenge, and violence, you know, the usual gamer stuff, then GRIS isn't for you. The game starts with the eponymous protagonist singing a melody, but she then suddenly loses her voice as the world around her starts collapsing. In this game, we don't really know who we are, yet alone where we are. It really feels like a dream. Or the effects of LSD, I'm not sure. To achieve this, the developers of the game partnered with Conrad Rosset, a Spanish artist and illustrator whose visual style is really unique. They managed to carefully handcraft a beautiful world, and the environments, in addition to the overall art style, are full of personality. I mean, look at this. You won't find this in any game, you know what I'm saying? Isn't it fair to call a video game a piece of art when it looks like that? I think this game has the metaphorical ambiguity and dreamlike imagination of a poem, with for instance the symbolic statues of women, and simply just the overall sleekness of the world. Although we can clearly see the characters and places, unlike in a poem where we have to imagine them, the art style is simplistic enough to give this otherworldly feel. Besides, the music alone is enough for me to call this game a piece of art. And like a random DJ from the 90s said, music is an art form of expression. It should bring the inner side of an artist to the surface and give the world an insight of their vision. It is a form of communication. And GRIS is much more than a video game. It is an experience. Oh, that was poetic.